Hey, Picks and Parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny, here with another episode of Bet Win Repeat. We are on daily, 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe it is. I changed my hat. Just did a free pick video for Tigers and for baseball. We're talking NBA today. Game 1, NBA Finals starts today. My Pistons hired the best young coach in the game. I don't know if he's really young, but he looks youngish. He's got that great thing going on with me, but I'm young. I feel young. It's all good. Pistons gave him money, gave him everything, made him the highest paid coach. I believe he's the highest paid coach in the NBA right now, averaging $12 million a year. So I believe that, but we'll talk with our guest about that. I got Jesse Shule coming on the show, the Iceman. I got Sean Mac Daddy Higgs coming on as well. That'll be in a couple minutes. We got some stuff to go over as far as contests go as well. But first things first, let's start at the top. I'm Detroit Lenny with Picks and Parlays. You can find me on Twitter at Detroit_Lenny. Follow me on Twitter. I post things about sports, probably some inappropriate stuff. And I like a lot of Jesse Shule's pictures of steaks. That's my Twitter account in a nutshell. Like I said, this is the Bet Win Repeat show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring that bell for notification. You'll never miss any of our live content or any of our free updates on contests and stuff like that. Speaking of contests, we have a contest page specifically for contests. You go to it's on Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, I don't know what to tell you. It's maybe try MySpace. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Facebook.com/groups/Picks and Parlay contest. That's where you can find all the contests. There's a weekly contest that starts every Monday. There's a monthly contest that starts on the first of the month. That's called the Bet Win Repeat monthly contest because we're I can't think of a name. And I stopped trying to think about it, to be honest with you. So let's go over the contest real quick here. This is the weekly contest. They're competing for $200 prize pool right now. There's only 4 people left in this. We had a rollover. Every Monday we give away $100. The contest starts. And you go to the last person that's left. That person wins $100. Nobody won last week because they had a tie. Boom, rollover week. 4 people left. Brian Gillihan, David Karski, Danny Daniels, Alex Fox. You all know who's in it. Posted it on the Facebook page. That is who's in that contest. Monthly contest, last month's winners. First place was BJ Dixon, 38-22. The monthly contest is real simple. 2 picks every day, no days off, 30 days in a month, 60 picks. Okay, 2 days, 2 picks a day. No in-play stuff. It's got to be has to play that day. If it's postponed or rain delayed or something like that, you got to pick an alternative game. Otherwise, it's a loss. Juice has to be under -130. The rules, we'll get to that in a second. Second place and third place are split. Sean Austin and Lance Adams finished 34, 22, and 2. First place was $250. Second place was 100, and third place was 50. So Sean Austin and Lance Adams got 75 each because they basically break that up. So that is that. Now, these guys know this is just what to do if you won. I don't know how to make this bigger. I don't want to go like that. Let me try this. That doesn't help. There's a little one here. Maybe. Oh, I think let me do this. Can I do that? No. I'll try to make this bigger for you guys, but to see it, but it doesn't. Oh, there we go. That one. Okay, so these are the rules for the monthly contest. Note there is this new rule this month because I'm Mary J. Blige in this bitch. I don't want no drama, folks. So no drama means no soccer plays, in-play stuff. No half bets, first half, this person to score, because y'all can't get on the same page, and I'm tired of looking for them. So my contest, my rules. It's a free contest. You can join. If you want to bet a soccer play, it's got to be the full game. Side or total. No bullshit. No this, that, or whatever, because you got Asian lines, you got this line, you got this. This is why we resort to rule number 2. Mandatory screenshot with your picks. Explain your picks. Don't just throw up there a picture and knowing nobody's going to know what it is and hope you go 2-0. And then you can say you went 2-0 and nobody will be able to understand it anyway. So it is what it is. simple rules. It looks like a lot of rules, but it's really not. I mean, good vibes only. No in-play picks. Juice 130 or better. Okay, that's the max. We're not throwing in minus 400 shit. Screenshots, 2 picks a day. No in-play picks. Blah blah blah. All picks have to play that day. So if you forgot to put in your picks, which it happens, I've done it myself, and then all of a sudden now it's 6 o'clock at night. You're like, oh, what do I scramble to do? You can't play Japanese or KBO baseball that starts at 4 a.m. because that's the next day. That's what that rule is in place for, because unfortunately we have to have these rules because every rule you see on here, somebody's tried to manipulate. And that's why it's here. There's a cut. The cut is made on the 15th of the month. After the 15th of the month, if you're not 500 or above, you can try again on the next first of the month. I'm not going to spend the next 2 weeks trying to grade you to get back to 500. That's just how that is. So it's competitive. It's not for somebody with soft skin. There's some shit talking going on. If something's a little sketchy, whether it means to be or not, sometimes you can put a post in or play in, and sometimes it's a little iffy. And sometimes maybe somebody thinks it's a little shady. Don't be afraid to defend yourself. There was a dude, I'm not going to name no names. The guy who was in first place on the 16th of the month is not in the contest anymore because he got caught cheating. And I'm going to say he was cheating because when I asked him if he was cheating, he bounced on the group. So if you're that offended, I should say, that you left, that tells me you cheated. So, hence the last rule. No soccer plays full game, this and that. So today's the first day of the month. Join on the Facebook page, the group page right here. There's like 20 people have already put in for plays. I don't care who it is. Grade your own picks. Just say at the end of the day, if you want 1-1, 0-2, 2-0, whatever you did, say what you did. Put your monthly total in there. This way, when I post standings, we don't have to go back, and go, oh, well, today's Thursday. Well, 2 weeks ago on Monday, I was 1-1, not 0-2. Man, if you can't show me, then it ain't happened. That's why we put this shit on Facebook. Receipts. So that's what I'm into. That's that. I don't think I have any more. No, that's it. No more slides. So that's all I have. Look at me. I'm in the little small person. That's all I got for you. I'm done. I'm done ranting about contests. Let's bring in the guys you came to see. Besides me, I'm pretty. Jesse Shule and Mr. Sean Higgs. How we doing, guys? What's happening? Everybody's alive? Well,
we are.
Hey, you got a shirt on with sleeves, buddy?
Detroit Lenny, I just want to tell you, you're looking sharp. You sound smart. Yeah. But you referred to my man Sean Higgs as the Mac Daddy. I think you misspoke. You misspoke. He's the plus dollar daddy. Get it right or go home.
You know what?
He fucked up. So
should go home. I apologize. Sean, you will have a written apology faxed to you within hours. I will have my team do that. It will be
plus dollar daddy.
Plus dollar daddy.
Tim hates that.
Tim loves it. I don't care what he says. The plus dollar daddy. So
I'm gonna wear that shirt on the Vegas Strip. I'm gonna walk with a plus dollar daddy shirt on.
Stand down on Fremont Street with a cardboard sign that says "Give me $1" because I'm the plus dollar daddy, and I guarantee you'll make like $20.
A whole $20?
Whole 20, man. That'll get you like 4 White Castles and a beer. So listen, we got a lot of NBA stuff. I got my NBA Bad Boys jersey on. I got my NBA Pistons hat on. Pistons making moves. Briefly talk about that. It's perfect timing. Game 1 of the NBA Finals starts tonight as well. Pistons got highest paid coach in the NBA, I believe.
Well, nobody loves the NBA like the plus dollar daddy.
Nobody loves them.
I miss
that
their
should
NBA.
Be on a shirt.
Oh my god! I mean, what is that? Why are you bringing this guy in to coach your team? What am I missing here?
Why not?
Well, I want to know what was wrong with Dwayne Casey. So Dwayne Casey does like a stellar job of being the guy throughout the rebuild.
Yes.
and then you just kick them to the curb. And I don't know if you guys probably have no idea about the Casey curse. Are you guys aware of the
Oh, this
Casey
is the
curse?
Raptor Casey curse.
Yeah, I mean Casey was the coach of the Raptors when they were like Eastern Conference champs, right? Like they were the best team in the East. I think they finished with the best record in the East, and then they fired Casey. They're like, yeah, we were the best in the East, but LeBron beat us in the playoffs, so you're gone. So he goes to Detroit, and granted, didn't have a lot of success in Detroit. The only thing he did do, though, is he beat Toronto every time. He was like
Every
9
time.
times.
like 12-2 against the spread and against the Raptors that fired him. So yeah, I mean, I'm more of a Casey fan than a Williams fan.
I'm okay with the hire. I mean, I wish we wouldn't have paid him, left limb for him. But I mean,
Exactly. What is he?
He
he couldn't win in Phoenix with better players. Like, am I missing something on the Pistons here?
Okay. This is where the train goes off the rails here. I don't necessarily think Phoenix was night and day above the Pistons' talent. I think Chris Paul is what's hurting that team, and they're going to let Chris Paul play till he decides to walk away, and that's going to ultimately hurt the Phoenix Suns.
Just name the young team that Monty Williams mentored into becoming a contender, a perennial contender. Well, like he's not Greg. He doesn't have a Greg Popovich type resume, in my opinion. And I for that kind of money, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
For that kind of money, I don't like it. But there needed to be a change. I didn't like the Casey hire from the get-go. I mean, I thought it was okay, but I don't think he's another one that's going to take young talent anywhere. At least he's here for, I think it's a 4-year deal or 6 years. I mean, obviously,
what are they paying Nurse in Philly?
I don't think he's making more.
Well, there's no question he's not making more. I mean,
I don't think he's
nobody's making more, right?
It's just you look at this guy. I mean, what did he do with New Orleans? Nothing. He missed the playoffs. He made the playoffs once. Like the first year he made it with somebody else's team. So that's kind of like, okay. He gets there. They're terrible for 3 years. Losing the first round. They miss the playoffs with Phoenix. He makes the finals. He loses in the semis. Is it because of him or because he had, Booker or KD or Paul? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you bring this guy into a young team?
I think they need fresh blood. They need fresh meat.
But as I said with Nurse, I mean, Nurse did do it with a team that most people wouldn't have predicted to win the championship, right? You brought Kawhi in, but you got a bunch of other guys, Pascal Siakam, Nurse did a pretty good job in Toronto. It's actually a lot of people are wondering why they let him go, and I guess it wasn't getting along with the players. It's not that he wasn't performing as a coach; he wasn't getting along with the players.
I also don't think he did a bad. I don't think Monty did a bad job in Phoenix. I mean,
is it because of his little job he did in OKC with the young team? I mean, he was on Philly as an assistant. I'm just trying to figure out, like, how do you pay this guy to bring into a team? Detroit is at the bottom of the barrel.
I mean, I got no answer for that. I got nothing other than Coach of the Year they gave him, and he did an okay job in Phoenix. So they're thinking, okay, big name. Maybe he draws some big players as well. I mean, because they need a veteran presence in that locker room, because there's a lot of young talent in the Pistons, and it's like the kids are unsupervised with Dwayne Casey in charge, and it's like that's how it feels. And I think with him, maybe he's more relatable. I heard out of the Pistons locker rooms from every sports talk radio show in Detroit that they didn't get along really with Casey as well. They didn't. It was two different styles.
But who are they going to get along with these days is the problem. Well, I mean,
I know, but
I mean, don't we got to go back to the days of respect and the coaches? The coach is the boss. I guess I can't really come up with an example of a coach these days that is that coaching with that style. I mean, they're all player. We used to talk about a player's coach as if it was some kind of special thing, right? Oh, that guy's a player's coach. But now you're either a player's coach or you're collecting unemployment, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. That's all I got. A chip in a chair.
But what I want to know is that money that they're paying him. I thought I saw like 74 million or something. Like, is anybody like that seemed like an awful lot. I mean, is any other coach making that much? Like,
who are they bidding against? Like, did they have to overpay to get him to come coach a team?
I believe so. I really do. I think they had to outbid some teams, and I think they just, Tom Gore's owner of the Pistons. There was a meme going around where he's just throwing bricks of money like this, and I'm like, I think that's what he did. He's the kind of owner that just throws money at it, and I don't know, it doesn't work all the time. Most of the time, doesn't work. I mean, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully it's a change of scenery for him. Hopefully it's a change of scenery for the players. Hopefully it works out. I mean, that's all we can really do. But let's talk about the NBA. Let's talk about teams that actually are good.
Yeah, teams that people care about.
The Heat and the Nuggets. This is the line I got currently on this. -9, 219. I know there's like 219.5, 218.5. Shop your lines. -9 I've seen, but Higgs put out a free pick yesterday on the under. If you haven't watched that, you need to go hit the thumbs up. Spoiler alert, it's on Picks and Parlays YouTube page right now. I'm also on the under because of that video. Jesse, what are your thoughts on this game?
Well, I think the Joker is going to go off. That's basically what it comes down to for me. The Heat have the shortest starting five in the NBA. They rank 25th in the NBA in the regular season in rebounding, and they don't really have anybody to match up against the Joker. I mean, Bam is giving up 30-plus pounds, a couple inches in height. Just Joker's got a bigger body. I don't see Bam being able to stop him. And Joker's been putting up video game numbers throughout the playoffs, and he's been doing it against like world-class defenders, right? Like he just owned Anthony Davis, Rudy Gobert, Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton, and now he's going up against an undersized Heat team. I think it's a really good matchup for Joker. I expect him to just put up the stats, fill up the stat sheet. That's not necessarily saying I'm going to take the Nuggets -9. I've been riding the Heat the entire play. I've been a big Heat guy. I was heavily invested in the Heat in the Eastern Conference Final. And the fact that it went 7 games cost me a bit of money, actually. I was betting on the Heat to take care of it in 5 or 6.
Right.
I was happy to see them take care of it in 7. But, I mean, this Heat team is for real. I mean, it's their second trip to the finals in the last few years. They went to a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Final last year. Jimmy Butler has been doing this for years now. These guys aren't they're not pretenders in my mind. They're real players. It's a real team with a real coach and a real superstar. I still think Denver's the better team, but I'm not, you look at the line and it's just, you look at the line for the series, you look at the line for the game, and it's like they're not going to give it to you. I mean, if it was a little bit lower, I'd be all over Denver, but
the 9 does seem a little hot. Like, I don't want to say high. It seems accurate, but at the same sense, Denver win this game by 6 points, and I wouldn't think nothing of it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Tim says, Tim Earl's in the chat saying the Heat win tonight. Psych, Nuggets trifecta tonight. Nuggets in 5. I wanted to say it just like I thought you said it, Tim. So I don't know if that's how you said it, but he also this is actually worth a sprinkle here. Jamal Murray MVP +900. That's worth a little stab.
I mean, at the price, it's worth a sprinkle, but I really do think that they're going to be forced to exploit the Joker matchup, though. I mean, with the Heat not having anybody to defend him, and particularly in Game 1, because it's hard to count on Murray just picking up where it's been 9 days off, and he made a bunch of threes against the Lakers, so just come out and shoot out the lights. I think it's a lot easier for me to see. Well, you give the ball to Joker 3 feet from the basket, and there's nobody that can stop him. For me, that's the strategy I would employ.
That's fair.
Counting on Jamal Murray to hit a three, or counting on Joker against smaller, weaker individuals 3 feet from the basket, it's going to be the Joker every time for me.
I personally think, it's worth a stab than plus 900. Obviously, a little sprinkle, but I think Jokic, all the, I don't want to say drama, speculation, whatever, all the talk when Embiid got MVP was, well, he's not, not my MVP, blah, 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 this, and everybody thought Jokic should get it. So I think when Denver wins, and putting that new universe out there, when Denver wins, then all of a sudden we'll get it's like their way of rewarding him, even though they didn't give him the MVP. They'll give him the finals MVP. So then he could sit there and say, I got a ring, I got a finals MVP. You can have that regular season bullshit. Nobody cares about that anyway.
Like, so again, with the Joker MVP, it's minus $3. It's right. I don't think they're just going to give it to him because of he didn't get regular season MVP. He's going to get MVP because he's going to average 30 and 15 or something ridiculous like that, and they win in 4 or 5 games. That's why. It's not like based on, he should have got it. No, he's here in the finals. He averaged a triple-double. He is what he is.
And if he doesn't average 30 and 15, then the series is going to go 6 or 7, and the Heat are a live dog, yes. Right?
Yeah,
right.
They're a live dog. And again, the Murray plus $9, plus a dime, whatever. It's worth a shot because he could, maybe he has a series where he's on fire and he's scoring 30. He might score 37 a game. Joker could be at 28 and 15, but he could have 37 and be the guy. I can't lay a minus $3 with the Joker. I'd have to put something on Murray because, as the plus dollar daddy, as Tim likes to call me, you have to take that. And the game one here, yeah, I like the under. You have the Heat off a grueling series. They're up 3. They're down 3. Game 7, they come out really good. They're on a high. I think that catches up with them a little bit in this game. So maybe first half it's close, and Denver hasn't played in 9-10 games. So maybe they're sluggish out of the gate. Maybe they're a little sluggish and they pull away late. It's a no side for me. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it could be, maybe game 2 is higher. Maybe we get that 128, 117 in game 2. Game 1, no, I don't see it. And overall with the Heat, I got a couple on. I like Bam under 15.5 points. Mm-hmm. I like Jimmy under 27.5 points. He's got people just write in Jimmy Butler. He's going to score 30. He scored over 28 points 3 times in the last 10 games. It's not like he's out here scoring 35 a game and willing him to win.
Right.
No, we saw Caleb Martin have a big game. We saw Bam have a big game once. But overall, Bam's like a 14 kind of point guy. He's hit that number, I think, twice. He's not a 20, 18 point a game scorer. I'm going to go under there. And then I'm stealing this from a guy. I believe it was Stop Geo came in to look at lines last night and was like, look at the Murray over steal prop. 1.5 steals. It's minus 135. He's hit this in 5 straight. So again, I get Miami off of a tough series. Maybe they're a little sloppy. I get the turnover steals too. I could have this by halftime. I could have this in the first quarter if things.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you're gonna have this in the first quarter.
And 135 for me. That might as well be like a 190.
I was gonna say that's minus 500 for you.
A lot of times I will just avoid something like that, but I'll grab the 135 there with the steals.
I like that. There you go. Jamal Murray over 1.5 steals.
I got something for the plus dollar daddy here.
Oh, bring it.
Plus 700 on any player to go 50 or more points in the series in a game. It would probably require overtime, or maybe with Joker, it wouldn't require overtime. But you can imagine if you get an overtime game where guys are already at 38, 40 points, and then it goes into overtime, single or double OT. Mm-hmm. I could see a guy going off for 50 here, especially with the matchup with Joker, and then with Butler. Obviously Joker is the most likely to do it. Butler is, he's already gone off for 50 in these playoffs. Mm-hmm. If it goes in an overtime game, could I see Butler going off for 50? I could.
Yeah, well, not only that, it's a plus $7 for Joker to put up a 50 spot. This stat alone, I think, would be worth a shot because he's a guy who could just have a game like that. And then you have a guy like Murray who could come out and hit 10 threes or something and have an uncontested game.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you got one of these games going to overtime.
And but I mean, overtime would be great, but I could just see in a low scoring 105-98 kind of game, one of these guys getting to 50, where it's just the Jimmy Butler show or Joker scoring 55 out of 108 and be like, oh my goodness, look at this. Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler in 50-point game in a meaningless game 4 when the Nuggets are already up 3-0. I could see something. That's a definite. That's not
plus 700 is right in the wheelhouse of plus dollar daddy, and I know it.
Loves that range right there. That high 700 right there range. He likes it. Anything 4 digits plus 1,000, he gets a little. That's a little too much. They get carried away there, but yeah, that's his range for sure. Listen, I think the Nuggets win this series. I think the Heat give them more trouble than people are giving the Heat credit for. I don't see nobody, not a lot of people. Everybody's just Nuggets. And listen, I like chicken nuggets too, but I don't know. You know, I think
this is like a 5 or 6 game. I mean, it's tough. Like Jesse's alluded to the Heat. They're here now. Game 7 last year, a championship run. Before that, it's not a wow, where have they come from team. It's a veteran team. It's a great head coach. You just beat a team where you were a 7, 8, 9 point dog in 4 of the games, and you beat them all in there. I mean, they're a scrappy bunch. So I don't think you come in and just say it's a blowout and Nuggets sweep these guys. I mean, you have to give the Heat at least a game. I mean, they just took. You think they were left for dead. You're up 3-0. You go down 0-3. It's 3-3. That's a team. Most teams are folding in that kind of situation. I said, I'm like, I don't like what I've seen about you lost 2 double-digit games. You lose a heartbreaker kind of game. You're like, what the heck's happening here? I could see them kind of just not having the gas because you give a team like Boston or any team that's a number 1 seed or a 60-win regular season team, you give them a little life, a better team's going to come out and win. Now, obviously, that didn't happen, but it's the Nugget. You got to give the Heat some love here.
I agree.
But taking a 9's tough in this spot. It's like, oh boy, they're begging
to
take
the over 50% from beyond the arc in a game 7. And you know, if you're going to hit over 50% from beyond the arc, you're going to be in every game you play.
Yeah.
You know, and they have the ability to do that. They're not going to do it every game, but in games when they do that and they're hitting their threes, they're going to be tough to beat. Yeah, they're going to be tough to beat.
I agree.
I just think this is a tough spot, though. Game 1 on the road, tough altitude, the whole everything. You know, not that it's a letdown. Like they're all pros
for the first half. If you like,
I do. I think first quarter, first half is a Heat play, and I think Denver might start out a little slow because they haven't played competitive in 10 games or whatever.
Right.
So they maybe start out a little slow, and it's a little, you know, not uncoordinated, but a little sloppy play, and Then they come out the second half. They kind of pull away, and it's a 7 or 15 point game. That's what I think is going to happen. But I'm going to stick with the under. I think it's going to be low scoring.
I agree there. Rickett says I'm taking Jimmy Butler to eat popcorn after tonight's loss and say it's no big deal.
that's a pretty good bet. I want to know the odds on that.
Yeah, I'd take that bet. All right, what else we got? Let's talk a little bit about some MLB today. We got some games that are already going on here. Let me just hit the refresh because I think the Blue Jays.
Ricketts just reminded me of something, and I know you guys have probably never heard of this, but there was a soccer match last year where the bookmakers were offering a prop bet. Will the backup goaltender eat a meat pie during the game? And that was an actual bet that people were betting on. The backup goaltender looked a lot like Sean. I think he was in his 40s, a big character, and you could actually bet on whether he would eat a meat pie during the game.
Listen, Sean,
I'm sure he ate it because I would have.
I'm gonna be 50 in 24 days, and I'm writing a book, and I'm gonna call it "The 50 Things I've Learned in 50 Years." Rule number 1: life's too short to bet the under. Rule number 2: you don't pay juice on winners. That's as far as I got. So that's it. That's it. And then
I like it so far.
My wife
I
told me to
do.
shut
I
up.
do like it so far, Lenny.
I'm gonna tell you, I got under Toronto 8 here. It's 3-0 in the first inning. I'm not happy.
Yeah, 3-0 end of the first for Toronto. 2-0 top of the second for the Phillies over the Mets. I'm on the Mets. Padres Marlins bottom of the second. It's 0-0 nothing. Nothing's happened in that game. Not even a hit. So
looking good for my under in that Miami game.
Looking good on that Nerfy cash, Tate. If you're in here, Tate had the Nerfy on that. You guys aren't Nerfy betters.
I'm not a big Nerfy guy, but I'm always pro Nerfy because, and you've heard me say this, your starting pitcher is one of the 5 best pitchers on your team. You should be able to come in and get 3 outs. It's that simple. I don't care how good the other opposing team hitters are. Yeah, it's a leadoff guy who's got some power and little pop. He's more an on-base guy. Your number 2 hitter is okay. Yeah. Your third hitter is the best guy on the team, or used to be your best hitter. Mm-hmm. I don't care. They haven't seen you pitch today. You should go out there and have the edge in the first inning. Every first inning should be a Nerfy in my book. Do I bet them? No, because a lot of times they're crazy juice. I don't want to get involved.
And then yesterday, McClanahan, or 2 days ago maybe, McClanahan gives up a home run on like the first pitch, and they end up losing 2-1.
Look
sometimes
at this.
It doesn't work out.
Look at this. So Gio mentioned this last night. It was a 135 on BetMGM. He's saying you get the over for a plus 160 on FanDuel. It was 135 on BetMGM this morning.
Yeah, shop. This is a prime example, folks. Shop your lines. There's a link to like 6 different sports books in the description of this video. If you don't have one of the 6 like that are listed there, I don't know what to tell you. But definitely shop your line, especially for stuff like that, because you will get, if you're shopping a side or a total, you might get a little bit. But if you're shopping a prop though, you could have a 30-40 cent difference. We just saw it right there, and stuff like that. So definitely, you got to shop your line. Don't be married to
that's a $1 difference. I mean, it's plus 65 to minus 35.
Right? Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Well, that's 500 on each side, and you're walking away with 100 and something, right?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it hits.
Oh yeah, well, if you go the other way.
Oh, if you go yeah.
Yeah, just a nice there's a nice middle to be had there if they'll let you play it for a nickel.
Both sides, yeah. Or
good luck with that stuff. You put 100 in here, and I get the spinner for 1786 or something ridiculous. The old spin cycle comes.
The old spin cycle. Ricketts says D-backs first 5, team total over 2.5.
I don't hate it. We got a new one. It's not Chase Anderson. We got a pitching change. It's Connor Seabold now.
Oh, for Colorado.
Yeah, it was Seabold. It was Anderson was on deck before. Now we got a Seabold.
I'm on the Diamondbacks run line. I was on it prior to, so.
I mean, they've won 5 in a row. I think it's worth it. And Seabold's not running.
Mike, you know what? I've been betting a lot of finding these on shop your lines. I know it has it on BetMGM, but I've been doing it better. I'll get more nicer prices on Caesars particularly, and I'll bet like today. I don't want to get on Houston at -1. Let's just call it 180. Shop your lines. It's all right around there. Money line. But I can get at under -130 because I used it as a contest bet for Houston not to bat in the bottom of the 9th. So that's my way of getting on that game without paying 180. Now I'm paying 130. I saved myself half a dollar.
I like it.
You know what I mean? So I've been doing stuff. So, stuff like that, and especially for contest bets is you have to get that juice under 130. It's perfect. But I want to be on Houston today, but I'm not paying 180. I don't like the run line necessarily, even though I get plus money. I don't know. Like that makes me a little more scary. This allows me to just say Houston's going to win because they're not going to bat in the 9th inning. So that's another thing. So shopping lines on props and stuff like that, you can manipulate to like, I want to be on that side, but I don't want to pay that price. That's how I get on it at a better price.
I agree. I like it. I like that. I got to look into that. That's a good, because you know me, it's like I automatically just go to run line when I see anything like 160, 170. I'm like, all right, what's the run line? Is it worth it?
And I'll pay 130. I don't like it.
Yeah, 130 is not
I'll
terrible.
pay 150, and I know you think I'm crazy, but I'll pay 150. I'll pay it and just be done with it sometimes, especially in hockey. I'll do that, but it's not. I'm not but this just finds me a way to save some money, basically.
I'll pay all sorts of prices. I passed on MLB today, and the one game I was looking at was Houston, and the price was just too high, so I just had to walk away.
Exactly. Sometimes no bet's the best bet. I wish Houston had an offense.
There's. I mean, Altuve's back. Brege's starting to hit. I think he's hitting 400 this week, so he's finding a little swing. You got Tucker. You got Yordi. Abreu finally hit a home run after 50 games. It's been a little lethargic. The whole Houston team, even their pitching staff, has not been that good, folks. I mean, they got guys on
slow start to the year.
Slow start, and they're still 10 games over 500. Scary.
Exactly.
Scary. Because they're going to make a deal. I think Lance Lynn will probably end up there, or Rich Hill. They're going to go get some guy soon. Somebody's going to break. But that Central Division is such a mess. Our team's going to throw up the white flag. Like, are the Tigers – it's your squad. What are they doing? They're like a game back in second place, right? They were.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to try? Are you going to trade Rodriguez? Do you think this is a team that could win this? If I'm a Tiger fan, I'm thinking, all right, this is nice, but now Riley's on the IL. Am I really sold that we're going to be competitive and I could trade Rodriguez? Who wouldn't want any of these teams? The way he's pitching will give you some decent, give you somebody back for him. You're going to have a lot of suitors for that guy.
Here's the thing. Are we sellers at the trade deadline? Probably.
I think you have to be.
Probably.
I don't care if you're in your first place. I think you have to sell because your team is way smoke and mirrors. Are you beating Tampa Bay? Are you beating Houston? Are you beating the Yanks or Toronto or even Tech? Like they're not built for October yet. I don't care if you're in first place at the All-Star break.
I think so. Here's the thing: we're 2 games out. We have had some injury bugs as of late. You mentioned Riley Green, Eduardo Rodriguez. I think he's on 10-day as well. Just some rest. It's a situation. So, I mean, there's some guys. They're young. There's some guys you want to see more out of. I mean, Torkelson. I want to see more out of him. Casey Mize still ain't around. You know what I mean? I mean, you want to sooner or later. They're just. I don't know how long. I said this at the beginning of the year. I don't know how long. I'm tired of waiting. Everybody keeps telling me the Tigers are so young. Well, I'm tired of hearing that shit. Sooner or later, these young players have to produce, or they're just now
not only young, but you're hurt all the time. Casey Mize, Turnbull, Manning, Skubal. I mean,
that's a rotation.
Their entire young rotation of all these young guys, they're all first and second round picks. They never pitch. It's like what is going on?
For anything. So, I think you kind of. You think you have to be sellers at the trade deadline, whether you.
Let me ask you this, Lenny. If the Tigers were in the position that the Orioles are in now next year, would you be satisfied with that?
If the Tigers are in the position the Orioles are in today,
next year,
I'd be happy with that.
Okay,
because I need to see progress.
What did the Orioles do at the trade deadline last year?
I know they didn't do shit.
They dealt.
No, they dealt a bunch of guys and they kept on winning.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, they took a bunch of prize guys and dealt them off, and they continued to be competitive. And now they're 4 games out of first place in the toughest division in baseball.
They didn't even go after. I mean, they got Gibson, but I mean that's not like a stud frontline starter. And they have a good minor league. I mean, I say Aaron Nola is going to get dealt by Philly because I think he's a free agent at the end of the year, and I think the Phillies are. Last year everything had to go right for them. It did go right. They got to the World Series. Obviously, that's not the case so far. He's a guy who's going to get dealt to somebody.
What I hope happens for the Tigers is they're not in first place at the trade deadline, and they don't have some misconception like, oh, let me go out and get one dude, and that's going to make the difference because it's not. I mean, you got Austin Meadows or Meadow, whatever, however, Meadows, whatever. You took him up from Tampa Bay Rays. He ain't played shit. You want to know why? Because he needs a mental break. Come on, man. I get it. Mental health is important. I'm not saying it's not, but you owe me money now. At the end of the day, I paid you to play. You paid me. I paid you to play. If you got to take some time off, there's so much time you could take off. But now you've taken a year and a half off. At some point, retire, homie. Just retire. Like, you know,
I say that about Ben Simmons too. I mean,
Austin Meadows is the Blake Griffin of freaking baseball. Blake Griffin owes the Pistons money. You know, I mean, it's just like
Javi Baez. What happened to Javi Baez? He was supposed to be a big star. Terrible.
He strikeout king, you know, and then nothing. So
9 walks, 40 Ks this year. Unbelievable.
Sell it all. You know what I mean? Sell it all. Let it happen. Whatever. I mean, you got AJ Hinch in there. I like AJ Hinch. I like him as a skipper. I do. I think he can mold this young talent, but these guys can't stay healthy. I got them to go. You know what I mean? I can't. So they're playing. I don't know how much they make. I don't think they do a whole lot of anything, to be honest with you, because that's like their Tigers' MO. They're just you're gonna want them to do something, and they won't. And then when you don't want them to do something, they will, and that's just how they'll end up. And they'll be competitive. They'll probably compete for the division, but that's just because the division sucks. I mean, Kansas City, you could throw that. They're only 12 games out. I mean, anything can happen.
Only 12 games out.
They're only 12. I'm happy that it's June and the Tigers are 2 games under 500, because at this point I thought they're only 2 games out of first. I thought they'd be over 10 plus by now. I didn't think they'd win 65 games. I'm still standing on that. And they got 26 wins right now. I don't know. I don't know. You know, at some point they're going to like wave that white flag and sell, and down they go. So Ricky does make a good point. Anybody wins. AL Central will only have a playoff team by default.
Yeah.
100%. No matter what.
Davis loves betting college baseball.
I guess.
He comes to my show. I'm like, David, I do not know college baseball. I do not bet it.
I appreciate coming
Tim?
in and giving the plays, though, but Tim doesn't like them because they're all minus plays.
Yeah, they're all. As I said, I asked him, like,
he's taking the heat.
These are all minus.
Okay.
I said, are you just putting the favorites in here because it's easier to find? It's a favorite, but every game's a favorite in college. I mean,
every one of them.
I'm not betting college baseball, Davis. I mean, do you know about college? And I say this in my chat, like people come in and bet college. I can't name a guy in college baseball. I don't know one guy in college baseball. I don't know a team.
The only people I know most players. I know some players from ECU just because I hear it from Tim and Nick. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? That's it. Oh, God.
Davis, go follow Tim.
From where I'm standing, it's pretty hard to follow college baseball from here. I mean, look behind me. It's awful hot out here. I'm a long way from college baseball country.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys realize you got to get the full layout here of Jesse Schul here. This is beachside. This is how the Iceman rolls. Tropical. I'm just going to let that sit there, and you guys. So every time you're looking for premium plays, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, you might want to take the guy who is sitting on the beach somewhere, or the guy that's got a llama in his back, because you know what? If you can have paintings of llamas, you're doing something right.
I got signed autograph pictures of Johnny Drama in my house, bro.
Exactly. Johnny Drama, the Iceman in tropical weather. We're doing something right here, folks. Picks and Parlays promo code MLB saves you 20% off the entire site. You're looking for either one of these guys' premium packages, and I will suggest get a pack, get a weekend pass, get a week pass, get a month pass, get a season pass. Don't go in there and buy them one day here, one day there. Everybody can have a great day. Anybody can have a bad day. You got to get some kind of, and check out our leaderboards, for Christ's sake. They're 100% transparent. You'll see who's there. Don't forget to download the Picks and Parlay app. You get the consensus port for free when you sign up there as well. So that's available on all platforms: Google, Android, Apple, burner phones. I'm sure if you got Wi-Fi, I don't know. Sean Higgs has 12 burner phones within arm's reach of them right now.
They're not in arm's reach right now.
So are you telling me on the Midday Money show, Sean Higgs is also like half of the characters in the chat?
Yeah, like
yeah, for sure.
I don't have any burner YouTube accounts or Twitter accounts.
Nah, Tim's probably got a burner account for Plus Money Daddy, YouTube, and that's why he doesn't want you to use it, because
that's his. Yeah, That's his OnlyFans page plus
That's
Dollar Daddy.
his OnlyFans page. Yeah. Tim and Nick will be on the show tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern as well. Rickett throwing out some KBO action. Kia Tigers. Say what you want about Korean baseball, but I've made money in Korean baseball, and the vast majority of that.
Let me ask you this, my man Lenny: how many Korean baseball games have you been to?
Including the one I never went to, 0.
I've been to a couple. I've been to a Japanese game and 2 Korean games, and the Korean games were better. They were more fun than the Japanese games, I gotta say. But they were both a blast, though.
That's fair. Also, he's rolling with Samsung Lions, not to be confused with the Samsung S13 Pro or whatever phone's out. I love Higgs phones. Who doesn't love Higgs? Rickett rocks a flip phone too, just so you know. And when he texts me, I purposely will ask him multiple questions so he has to text back, and I can just envision his thumbs going a mile a minute
on the sidekick.
On the sidekick. I had a burner phone somewhere around here. I used to keep it. Was red. I don't know what I did with it. It was a red old Nokia flip phone. It used to be on my desk somewhere. I don't know where the hell it's at. It could be anywhere.
You use the antenna to scratch your ears.
Here's what I found: my luchador mask, and a paddle. Don't ask, folks. Don't ask.
Yeah. All right. That's taking a turn to the dark side.
I'm just saying, we went wrong way. Boston College, never regional. North regional. I know you do that on purpose. I do. Because I laugh when I send him a text knowing goddamn well he's got to hit that 6 button to get to an O 4 times or whatever. He's got oh shit, I misspelled something. Back. Yeah, that's what I do. I know.
Yeah, no autofill on that phone.
Yeah, for real. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. Like I said, don't forget to go over, check out their premium plays at picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code MLB. Save you 20% off the entire site in the premium plays. And don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, ring that bell for notification. Never miss any of our live content on the Picks and Parlay channel. This has been the Bet Win Repeat show. These two knuckleheads will be back next Thursday, 1 o'clock Eastern. We will be back, me, myself, and I. That's we. And with joining Nick and Tim Earl tomorrow's show, 1 o'clock Eastern. So we will see you guys on the flip side. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Good luck, unless you're against us.